Okay, I see you were in the mood for something comforting and delicious today. We're making some smothered pork neck bones. That's right, you're rolling with the fam today. This is our Sunday dinner, but you can eat this any day of the week because it's so good and so easy to make. And we're going to season it up and slow cook it. And we're going to start out with some of our Lipton's onion mushroom mix. This is going to give it a nice, rich flavor to it, like you've been cooking these neck bones all week long, but only for a couple hours. And we're going to add some black pepper, some garlic powder, and some adobo, which is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. One of your kitchen staples. You can't go wrong with it. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and season it up. Go ahead and give the meat a good old massage, y'all. I mean, rub each piece down. Get all of that seasoning infused from front to back to left to right. You know how to do it. It's like you're doing a little cha-cha slide. So once you get your meat nice and seasoned and rubbed down, we're going to go ahead and add some flour. This is going to create the base for our neck bones because we're going to go ahead and brown these neck bones so they can get a nice little sear on it that's going to lock in all of this good flavor that we've added. And a good tip is to let your meat rest with your flour on it. Let it get nice and sticky ahead of time before you let your pan heat up so that way it's already chilling and ready to go. And then once your pan is heated, you're just going to add enough oil just to cover the bottom. We're not going to let these neck bones fry, a deep fry. And once your pan is nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and start adding the neck bones in. That's right, we're going to fit all of these in here at the same time. We don't have to worry about so many different batches because it's not that many neck bones. And don't worry, they're not going to steam. We're going to leave them on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes until they get nice and golden brown. And this right here, after you take the neck bones out, is the magic gold. Don't dare wash that pan out. This is going to help create so much flavor, those bits. And what's going to help release it off the bottom of the pan, we're going to add the vegetables, which is going to have its own water, anyway, the onions and peppers. But also to help it release a little bit more is some chicken stock because you really going to be scraping that pan all day if you just let the onions and peppers try to do it by itself. So look at that. Look how nice and smooth it looks. Now here goes the fun part, the best part, the main part is when we can add the neck bones in the pot, and you have to have a little bit of patience. Now I wasn't trying to add the chicken stock over the neck bones in the middle, so I went on the outer edge. But the key is not to add a lot of liquid because the neck bones and the peppers are going to create enough moisture, and you don't want to boil these neck bones. What I mean is you don't want the liquid to cover the top. Y'all, I used to make that mistake all the time when cooking these neck bones, but now I feel like I got it down packed where I can make them nice and tender and succulent where the gel comes out at the end. Thanks to my mother-in-law. She didn't tell me how to make them. So I feel like I've been doing a good job. All right, so the key is with these neck bones to get them nice and tender and succulent, you want to go gradually. So with your liquid, you're never going to cover the neck bones with water or chicken stock. You just want to add a little bit of liquid every so often. Once you stir your pan, make the liquid like halfway or a quarter way up to the neck bones. Let them cook. Let your gravy, build up. Stir the bottom. Make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom of the pan. That's going to be important to make sure nothing is burning because that flour is coming off of the neck bones. Cover your pan up and keep repeating this process. Once you do this, you're going to notice that your neck bones are going to start pulling back from the bone, which is going to let you know that they're almost ready, y'all. Ooh, it's nothing better than the meat pulling away from the bone. That's how you know it's getting ready. So about 10 times of doing this consecutively, y'all, consecutively, you're going to get the finished product. But like I say, low and slow is the game. Once you can start to see the meat, look at that bone right there. The meat is off, but you don't want to make it like stew, like where all of the neck bones will be off the bone. But that gravy is thick and nothing is sticking to the bottom of the pan. So just keep doing this process. In a second, we're going to go ahead and start to add in our cream of chicken. Y'all, we start with the Campbell soup mix because if you haven't heard, it's just not good for you anymore. I'm just going to put it like that. Now, I did want to mention that these neck bones have been cooking on like a medium low heat this whole time. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off just for a second, y'all. Look at them neck bones. That looks good just by itself. And we haven't even added the cream of chicken yet. My Jesus. Whew, y'all. So this is the part where you have to trust the process. Now I'm going to go ahead and add this can in and then add a little bit of water to this just to thin it out a little bit, and the pot is still hot, y'all. It's still piping hot. So what I'm going to do is just, mix that cream and chicken in there. Don't worry about how it looks right now. It looks like a little bit of goop, but that's okay. Just be careful not to stir it too much because you don't want to, mess your neck bones up. They already tender, falling off the bone. We just want to add this extra flavor to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop stirring it here. We're going to put the top back on it, and then I added just a little bit more water to it, just to, to help it thin out a little bit more, y'all. We're not going to make this overly watery, but you gotta give it something to work with because that gravy is thick, and then the sauce in the pot is already thick too. We're going to go ahead and cover this back up. Turn your pan on a little simmer. Let the gravy just come up to a little boil, and then boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka, boom. Here we go. Now, I let this simmer for about 10 minutes to let that gravy come up to temperature. And y'all, look at that gravy. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It's just right. You can see still how tender the meat looks. It looks like some oxtails, don't it? But it's not. It's some pork neck bones. And just imagine this on some rice or some noodles. Y'all, this is a winner chicken dinner. You can add some beans in here also. But this is good for right now. Now, definitely one thing that you want to look out for with this dish, as you can see how it condenses down. I know you're wondering, about the salt. It was not salty at all. It was perfect. When I tell you my family loved this dish, oh, they loved it. And we had some roasted squash on the side that Emmy had made. Yo, if you want some more dishes like this, just let us know in the comments. We got you. And if y'all really love our videos, the most important thing that you can do for us when we first post a video is hype it up.
It's free. It don't cost you nothing.
So that way more people can find us and love on us too.
And we'll see y'all back for the next video. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, besties.